Hi guys, that freaking autism mom here. I thought I would tell a story. Um, I kind of want to touch on the issues facing caregivers of those with the more severe autism. Um, so uh, I'm going to take you back about, I think, 4 years ago. Um, we were living in a crappy apartment. My walls were completely destroyed from my daughter's head banging. Just she had broken all of the drywall. Um, it was you know, not in a great area. We were living off of Social Security and food stamps. I had not been able to work in about 10 years because of the needs of both of my kids. Um, if you didn't watch my first video, I'll just do a quick recap. I'm a single mother. I have two kids on the spectrum. My son is pretty severely autistic. He needs a lot of assistance with the day-to-day stuff. He's nonverbal. My daughter has the aggression and self-injury. Currently, she's at a residential facility because of those behaviors. So I'm trying to take the time that I have now to speak up on the issues and hopefully get some change done. So, like I said, we're living in a crappy apartment in a bad area, living off of SSI and food stamps. Um, I had never figured when I was younger that this was going to be my life. Despite going through all of this, I still had plans. I still had goals that I wanted to achieve. I still had planned to go back to school. First, for my own benefit. And then, secondly, I knew that assuming that my daughter's behaviors did kind of calm down, I would want to go back to work. And with all of the variables, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get just a regular job. I needed to have, something to make me stand out. So I wanted to go back to school. So I applied at Ivy Tech and I was going for a software development associate's degree. So I got accepted and I hadn't been to school in over 10 years at that time. I don't really want to get into exact numbers, but it had been a while. I knew what I was, what home life was like. So I decided I was only going to be able to take part-time classes just to kind of get my feet wet and see what things were going to be like. So I get a letter from FSSA saying that I would lose my food stamps because my children were over the age of 12 unless I did 20 hours of either volunteer work or, work um, if I was going to go back to school. So I called and I kind of explained the situation and they're like, this is just how it is. I was able to get an attorney through a free service, Indiana Legal Aid, to represent me so that I could kind of go and appeal my case. I went down to the office and I was prepared. I had documentation of the many, 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 many ER visits. I had pictures of our apartment, the damage. I had pictures of injuries that my daughter had done not only to herself but to me as well. I had documentation from her school. So we sat down with the representative from FSSA, and she said, you have to either volunteer or work 20 hours to keep the food stamps. And my lawyer, showed the evidence and explained that, there's not a way for her to do this. She has to be a caregiver for her, her kids. Um, and that basically was my job. And I will never forget, this woman laughed and she said, "You can't seriously say being a mom is a job." So that is the kind of support that you get from the government in Indiana when you have a special needs child that has extra needs. I can't tell you how small I felt when she laughed. So obviously I didn't win. Luckily, I had some friends that were willing to kind of pitch in. And we're talking about $200 in food stamps, which, when you're living like that, $200 is a lot of money. But I mean, it baffles me that that woman could just be so cruel and cold to my face and say that, looking at all the pictures, looking at all the documentation, and just saying no. So I was able to go to school. The first day I started, my daughter was actually in her first stabilization unit. I can remember doing homework assignments in ER rooms while my daughter was trying to bang her head and while I was trying to get help for her. I was able to complete my degree. So I do have an associate's degree in software development now. And it was not without extreme difficulties, but I got it. And then I was offered a job, and I had a team that I was working with, and I would explain, I have this job waiting for me. I went to school for this. I need reliable staff. I need people that can handle her. I need to know that this is taken care of so I can work. And that was never put on the forefront. If she hadn't gotten into this residential unit that she's in, I wouldn't be working to this day. And there's a time limit on her residential stay. So I know that there's a chance that I could be right back to where I was, living off of SSI and food stamps in a crappy apartment. And this is something that a lot of caregivers face. It seems like no one wants us to get higher than, we are. They want to keep us in poverty. They want to keep us down. And I'm sorry, but I'm not okay with that. I've spoken to a lot of parents, and they get treated like they're the, typical welfare families, and they're not. I speak to a lot of well-spoken, educated families, and they get treated like crap. So I'm going to just go on the assumption, just to be kind, that our government is not aware of these issues. And that's why I'm making this video, so that now you are aware. So please listen to my story. Please share it. And please get it in front of somebody that can make a change. Thank you for listening. Consider liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.